Yeah, have you always been just kind of in this mind state of like creating something like constantly like to share in general? You know, because I'm the same way in a way. Like I rarely have very low key moments far as my brand goes. Maybe in my life, like health wise, go on the hikes and have a regimen of well being.
Yeah.
But content wise, I keep that shit flowing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
And I
output
try
is
to,
always
consistent.
working.
and I try to. And I feel like that with you too. You've rarely been like kind of out of the public eye since you've hit the ground running.
Yeah, I take my breaks, but I always have something kind of like on the stove.
Brewing,
where it's
yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna go away for like 6 months, 8 months, but that thing pops in like 10, right?
Gotcha.
And so the thing for me with the pod was, this is a funny, it's a cool thing to talk about on a pod. It's funny because like I'd been offered podcasts and things like that. I always enjoyed guesting on it.
Yeah.
But I just didn't think I'd have the discipline to show up 52 weeks out of the year. Cause I'm like AI, like I'm,
Practice?
practice. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like I may get 2 technical fouls just to skip the next game.
Right, facts.
Wow.
But what it was with my girl, I was like, I know she's gonna keep us on track. Like, and people had always reached out to us to do pods. And in this moment, I feel like as artists, it's important to have a channel where people can just talk to you and they get it straight from you and it's unadulterated. And I think that is, when I became a film director, that is a team sport.
Right.
There's so many things that happen between the script that you go out to sell, the script that gets shot,
Yeah.
the way everything, it's just, that is a team sport.
100%.
And I really missed sitting at a desk and just writing a book by myself.
Yeah.
Or podcasting, because it's just kind of like so intimate.
Yeah.
Solo voice.
Yeah, and as I've been doing it, I'm just like, yo, this is an ill mental workout every week.
Yeah.
So I really love podcasts. Like I won't miss a week now.
Yeah.
You look forward to it. You look forward to it.
I really do.
Yeah, no, I love the concept of the pod, the separate bedrooms. I heard the inception of it at on Bobby's podcast, Tiger Belly. Yeah, whole idea of separate bedrooms.
Yeah.
and it's interesting because I was thinking about like I Love Lucy, where they're sleeping on separate beds.
Yeah.
It's not separate bedrooms.
Yeah.
Separate bedrooms is like a whole other, whole other concept, even beyond the I Love Lucy.
Right,
days.
right.
Yeah.
And you molded the whole podcast. It's like comforting. You know what I mean? It's like it's in the comfort of your spot. Oh, do you prep like before the episode? Do you have like bullet points, or are you just kind of like, let's go?
Wing it.
We have no prep. The only thing we do now is I tell wifey, I'm just like, yo, when I'm cooking, let's just pull out like 3 of the posts we've DM'd each other that are funny and talk about them. So my idea with the pod was I really liked what Bobby and Kalila were doing.
Yep.
And I was like, this is fly to get to know somebody through their relationship. And for me, I was like, I've just learned and grown so much in my relationship, and it's made me a better person that I'm like, all right, I don't mind letting people see this. I like the person that I am right now. And especially I like the person that I am with her in my house. And so I was just like, that's the theme of the pod. And we're going to invite guests that like we know and our homies. It's not like random people that's promoting a project that came through a publicist. I'm like, yo, you're going to get to know us and you're going to get to know homies like in the environment we all hang out already.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, this is an ill project that really is getting it closer to the truth of like who I am and who my friends are.
Right.
And who my girl is.
Yeah.
And I just think like I thought it was a lot of fun so far.
Do you think it would have been a different experience like working with a girlfriend as opposed to a wife?
Ooh.
Yeah, I would never do it.
You never do it.
Never.
Have you ever been in a situation where you've actually worked with someone like that you're in a relationship with? Because that doesn't sound like it'd work out too well.
I've given notes.
Yeah.
And then, there's been people who will like book me for something and we were hanging out, but like, nothing of this level. Like she's the only one I trust and like to, what? My first girlfriend, we had the t-shirt line together, Hoodman Clothing. So that went really well, but like we lived together and everything.
Oh, got you.
But like, not to the level of this. This is like very public and like, you know, we're fully running it together. It's just us and Julius.
It's very vulnerable too. You're sharing a lot of stories and experiences.
Yeah, it's different than like a t-shirt.
Are you ever wary, like, man, I'm giving too much, or like, you know, I'm giving too much access to my personal life, like, you know, you're giving the fans a little bit too, like, you know how like with Bobby Kalila, people got into their business, they have their own opinions and stuff like that. Like, are you worried about that at all?
Yo, it's a good question. I'm not, because like I can't see nobody. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're behind the screen. Like, I've already just like, who the fuck are you?
Right.
But that's me. Like, that's me in my head. My girl doesn't like it, right? Like, you know, so she doesn't not like. You know what? I'm misrepresenting her. Her thing is just like she's not as into the negative comments.
Yeah, of course.
And like I understand that.
That's rough.
They kind of come on funny shit with women. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
They make it about shit that it's not even.
There's
about.
some incel vibes in there.
Come on,
yeah, yo, the podcast YouTube world is wild incel-y.
For real.
So, you know, I totally understand when wifey's like, you know what, I'm not looking at this shit today.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, I'm kind of just like,
yeah. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
My girl's upset about my comments. She's not even mentioned in the comments.
I mean, we have a female co-host on this show who's out of town right now, and man, she's
it's just
got
not
some
fair what people say to them.
It's not.